members on around for the longest time. But for member changes, we're currently Night Lightning and Ziara simply brings a lot of positive things for the team, make them much stronger and so to be able to perform better. So here, going on to the bans, we will see Shan and Trash being taken off. And this for the side of SF5, and the last ban is going to be Zed very quickly. And on the side of the purple team, very easily we will see that. I'm not sure why they banned this crack though, because maybe Trash has been taken out.
They don't want the pulling champions.
They don't want the pulling champions. Maybe somehow
that could be it.
you just terrorize them, especially when they did play against MLE last week. I'm not wrong, and
yes,
the Hawks.
That could very well be it. But it looks like we won't see any grabby champions around, and the last ban in fact will be Kog'Maw. So
hey, there's still Nautilus, okay? Nautilus support. I mean, we always have this like bad joke, you should train Hawking champions. So if this guy is banned, Trash is banned, you just go Nautilus support. I think something happened.
That could very well be it. But very quickly, we do see the Elise pick already been done by the SF5. So Elise, we do know it's pretty strong. Her repel, her cocoon, I think it's like a broken record. We have said it times and times again. Elise definitely very strong out there, and it doesn't reveal too much about the strategy
composition. Yes.
Yeah. So you can pick Elise. We don't know if you're going for a fast push, if you're going for a tower dive. It still can, vary quite a bit because Elise does have a pretty interesting toolkit where she can kind of fit all these roles out there. Mm-hmm. On the side of BKT, we actually do have a little bit of news for you, and
but
we
think today.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this news isn't exactly perfect now because the player isn't playing, but BKT does have a new addition, and quite surprisingly, the name is called BKT Witch, as in Wicked Witch of the West, or I'll put a spell on you, Witch. And he won't be replacing anyone.
He is replacing AEL actually.
Yeah. Oh yes, he is replacing AEL. My bad. Yes. So AEL will no longer be with BKT. And so Witch is actually coming in, and Witch is a player that has come from League of Legends before, but he was known as a different name. He was actually nicknamed the LoL Yordle.
Yes, literally. The little member, Witch, was also named Yuhi, so they call him that because he's the P skill of LoL. The Witch translation in terms for Thai language.
Yeah, as in P scale, as in like really small, as in green pea small scale of Yordle. So implying that he's really small. We have not seen his actual like height or anything of that sort. I'm hoping he's not like literally this small. But I out there.
You'll be a Teemo actually hiding the brush next time, and you will eat poison darts and die. Okay, moving on from all the bad jokes, very easily picked up on the side of BKT will be a Twisted Fate as well as Lulu. So very great disengaged and engaging composition that really picked up by the both picks.
Global presence there as well. And from the side of SF5, we do see Jarvan, the Asian favorite. This Fortune, which is actually a great combination because if you do catch people within the Cataclysm, you are able to launch full bullet time off, as well as if Elise is there, she can throw out her cocoon to help people, stay within the vicinity.
So I just thought of this bad joke.
Go.
Since you said how Jarvan is the Asian favorite, so there's a reason why people pick it in LCS NA as well.
Because most of the
junglers are Asian.
That is actually very
okay,
there's Asians everywhere.
Okay, cutting off from there, we will see the pickup will be an AoE team comp for the side of SF5. So now will most probably be picked up, as in my opinion.
I hope she actually will get picked up. It will go pretty well with the team, as well as Lux. Yeah.
When you say you hope that Sona gets picked up, I do not trust you at all.
It's just because I cosplayed as her, right?
And you have very biased opinions of how Sona should be OP and things like that. So
okay,
you say
now that Sona isn't OP, she is like NP. She's like normally powered. She isn't underpowered. She's an overpowered. She's kinda in the motions.
Optimal position. Yeah. Do not get nerfed anymore.
Hopefully not. But I do like the Rumble pickup though from the side of Backup Titans, because if the Cataclysm and everything else does come down, the Equalizer can easily force everybody aside if he can land it.
Not really anymore, because with this,
is this
yeah,
the patch?
yes,
Oh,
it is a patch.
oh.
It is a patch where the initial damage has been removed from the Rumble Ultimate,
And everything's transferred into the
percentage HP damage.
yeah, over
The
time.
damage is still very high with Leandris as well as Realize. It still will do
But
tons
the
of
initial
damage.
burst anymore. I totally
Yes.
forgot we actually are playing on the different servers. So
Yes.
that patch has actually been in effect, as well as Vi's being picked up. So that can lead to another possible, combination. Because with Vi actually jungling, she can well as the top lane Rumble.
Yes.
Just as CC.
But a level 6 gank coming out from BKT is going to be phenomenal.
Yes.
Because they have Twisted Fate coming in with the ultimate of either Rumble, depending on where they go, as well as for the jungle we have Vi. It's unstoppable. For single target wise, unstoppable.
Yeah,
almost.
single target. I would even say for the bottom lane, if it's the two of them, that still can be quite devastating because if what happens is if Sona does stick around quite a bit because she want to land her crescendo, very easily Wild Growth will catch her within range and she's thrown up into the air and things will be bouncing.
It's funny to see after you knock someone in the air, when he's about to land, you knock him up in the air again. Sometimes animation will go a bit haywire,
And
they
you
jump up
fly,
higher.
and then you disappear for 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden you appear like. What?
But actually, they still get hit.
Yeah.
As you are flying in the air. Just the people of the A, the floor, and then suddenly you see your champion hitting the
And
air.
then, then you're like actually missing completely, like invisible from it.
And your corpse, if you do die, will fall down like 30 seconds later.
We will go into a very quick commercial break, and we'll be right back in about 30 seconds or so. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Alright, let's go.
Go where? I can't see.
So here we're going to take a closer look at BKT Lia's wins and masteries because he did pick up Rumble and he did go through some changes, or maybe some pro players have been playing it out, so they might do some slight changes with the runes and masteries, what they decide to pick up. And for the side of Lia, we can see that he's picking up the movement speed quintessence, going for the 4.5 movement speed. On the side of the magic resist, it's just a normal switch of having a few per level, magic resist per level, as well as a flat magic resist, but he did add on an extra magic penetration lift as well to bring up his magic pen to be a total of 8.5. So going,
It's a simple math actually rounds out the numbers, and if you do not have the glyph there, then you actually use up quite a bit.
yes,
The numbers rounding out.
but certain numbers actually don't round out at a certain point of time.
The attack damage, armor pen, and magic pen, if I'm not mistaken, actually round off.
Sometimes attack damage won't run off as well. At certain points, I've tested it before. It's a bit weird, where sometimes for the attack damage, like you put 11.8, you actually not become 12 when you go into the game.
Oh, well.
Sometimes I'm not sure what's the correct number, but certain numbers don't work. That's why when you look at the pro, how they set up the things like that, it's going to be interesting as the numbers do round up. And the 8.5 is just the usual how it was in the past for the marks. 8.5, you become 9 when you enter into the game. So on the side of the masteries, we will see a different pickup.
More defensive, in fact.
Yes.
Going for a 921-0 here. So going for the standard magic pen 9 down there. In fact, not taking much of the summoned rulers, opting to go for more attack against minions.
Yes.
And
For the Ignite as well, for the Summer's Wrath, increasing Ignite damage. Overall, a lot of top laners and the mid lanes right now for AP champions, they actually don't go for the sorcery or cooldown anymore. They will prefer to take up the 2 points into Butcher. They farm better, it's easier for them to gain CS and to overcome all those problems. If you play an AP champion, your auto attacks are not as painful. So the 4 damage will help out quite a bit. On the side of defensive tree though, interesting pickup is that he's not going to go for legendary armor or defender to increase overall armor, but he's taking up tenacious, so he wants to stack up additional tenacity to reduce his crowd control.
I think that's quite wise, to be very honest, because we do have Lux that has CC, we do have Elise that has CC, we do have Sona that has CC as well. Jarvan, in fact, has CC as well. So it would be actually quite great for Rumble, in fact, to have all that tenacity so that all the CCs actually,
Slightly reduced.
slightly reduced by a certain amount of percentage.
Okay, it's very easy to see how this slight amount helps.
Yes.
Just look at Tarek. Tarek's nerf on his Dazzle
Yep.
used to be a flat 1.5
Five.
seconds at all levels, and now it's like 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5,
And then 1.5.
and then 1.6 actually.
Um,
And
but
that
it's
slight
so
0.1
huge.
is so huge in the
and
game.
like he's very quickly dropping off as like
Favorite support of the month
Exact-
or forever.
forever, and that's because of that small incremental increase. I mean, at level 1, sure, it's a 0.4 of a second, but people would say it's 0.4 of a second, but it matters all that much more.
It's very easy to see how after the stun hits, in the past, skill shots and things like that are 100% to land. But if you're just a 0.5 seconds slow now, it's gonna miss. People can walk out of it and people wake out of it much faster. So there are some Tareks who still opt to max Dazzle actually, because they want to make sure the stun stays there,
Always lands.
locks them down. But some people still go for Shatter once the extra armor for the team. Well, the Shatter has been nerfed overall, not in terms of the damage it does, but more on how much armor it provides for your team. Because it depends on the percentage of armor you have. So some people opt to skip it, just get level 1, and you keep yourself tanky, and your AD slightly more tanky so you won't lose out in the training of hits. Or they might max Imbue instead in order to play a sustain lane into win
I mean,
fights.
there's a lot of different possibilities which can come out, and I mean, from Tarek these days. But coming back to tenacity out there, which is a lot of people actually going forth and actually choosing, the build of tenacity, getting, tenacity boots, and buying up other items that carry the tenacity advantage as well. This actually pros me back to when we had dodge.
the Ninja Tabi with dodge.
When Ninja Tabi did not give you armor, it gave you the ability to dodge. And Jax was the dodge master.
It's impossible to stop.
Impossible to stop because you could just chain on a high percentage of dodge and you could stand on the tower and be okay the whole day long.
Yes, and be a boss
Yep.
in comparison. So here we will see, moving back into everything, nothing much has happened because there was a very long pause.
It was a very long pause.
But we
but
will
very
see whether a level 1 fight will occur.
Very quickly, we are seeing that on the side of the Saigon Fantastic 5, they are pinging the tri-bush on the purple side. And we do see quite a number of them actually walking up there. 4 of them there. Miss Fortune very quickly with her strut going to reach the area and find out that nobody's there. But no, look, he's going to see Andy Deed right there. Ooh, Navy's going to come at the same time and actually opting to transfer back into human form. Not sure why exactly that choice was being chosen. But with the what being planted out by skills, they actually are going to see that it's happening right there. And
Well-
Sona, who planted the ward at red, immediately going to respond and coming back to mid.
And well, I mean, turning to the spider form, you walk faster and gain more armor and magic resist. But since they're going to disengage, and if you want to fight, you will want to use human form first because you're going to use cocoon. But because everyone backed off, it's like, okay, nothing's happening. I just check
Oh,
whether the
young
skills.
Q gets the gold card to the face. Actually flashed away. I think a little bit preemptive, to be honest. Now Zileya does get caught within the light bindings, but does take out the ward a little bit earlier. So he does have that little bit of a goal advantage there. That extra 25 gold would be nice in his little pocket. Let him generate some bank with that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's preemptive, but she just couldn't see whether there's anyone else there. And her health was going solo, and Sona is one of the more squishy supports. You want to make sure that you're safe in the early stages, especially if you give the first blood away.
You wouldn't want to give the first blood away, that's true. And you especially don't want to give it to either Caitlyn
Yes,
or to Twisted Fate. Like, nobody wants that.
you're gonna make the lane suffer.
Yep.
If you give it to the jungler, it's slightly more
Not so bad.
acceptable
It's not so
in
bad.
the early stages.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it looks like this will be a lane swap. So with Caitlyn and Lulu right on top, at least he's going to have a tough time here. Especially the early levels. However, we do see at the bottom lane, Leah has not made it all the way there, and the blue buff is not even given to Leah.
Why would they give the blue buff to Leah? What are you talking about? His rumble.
Cooldowns, helped out, Flame Spitter, half.
Yeah, he's gonna go overheat all day, right?
Yep.
It doesn't really help out that much. But he just stayed there to get some, give more additional help and pressure. because he's missing. The gang might be coming from the side. It's like some of those things, especially if you do a lane swap, you must be very careful. Is that they might try to, how to say, do a cheesy move onto you.
That's actually very true. I mean, the word cheese actually comes from StarCraft, but that's pretty much it. You know, do some shenanigans out there, try to get some early advantage by throwing your opponent really off guard. And it's actually going slightly into the favor of Violet and Youngsui here, to be honest, because Elise is pretty much holding her own on top, and she's actually farming quite a bit.
Yes, as Elise is a range champion, she has further range spells which does better damage, and if the jungler does come though, she will be able to survive very well. But at the same time, they're just gonna walk away, and they're just gonna apply pressure to this tower. They just want to bring this tower as soon as possible, maybe? I'm not sure what NDD
that's
was
ultimately the game that they want to bring down the tower as fast as possible, but Navy should be able to stall them out quite a bit. Now, Egg has made his appearance, well, not exactly just yet. He's still hidden behind the curtain of the grass, and they should be able to hold everything off pretty much at that point, because Vi doesn't have anything really that he can do unless he's going to commit under the tower, which means that Repel can easily come up, and the stun does get thrown out. Wildcards will bring both of them rather low, and both of them using Hellport in fact at the same time.
And there was a great control of the cards though, I would say.
Yes.
And Diava is doing a great job. A lot of times when it comes to the crunch moment, a lot of different players will click on the wrong card.
That's me. I'll be like, oh,
okay.
is it blue? Is it? Oh no! Oh, great! I picked the wrong card. Now what do I do with this red card?
It's okay. Like, for me, I know the card sequence, but the timing of clicking it is a bit off at times.
Especially in a frantic situation, you were like, oh.
So sad.
Dia here actually getting poked quite a bit from Sona, and it still is a 3-man on top. If Elise is able to hold this down longer, you know, I would say for the next maybe 2 minutes or so, it actually will go into the heavy favor of SF5. But with the tower going down, there goes all chance.
And in my opinion, that just now, Egg shouldn't have went top. He should just went to the bottom lane. They could have done the same thing, and with the Jarvan, the Martian standard, they could have done it so much faster and so much better.
With the additional attack speed that does come up from it, they will be able to help it, and they should be able to bring down the tower with this. Rumble cannot actually apply all that much pressure, and with it, yep, just a quarter life left. It will go down just a little bit slower than what happened in the top lane.
And the lane swap will happen for the side of BKT, but this is still in their favor because they are closer to the dragon. If SF5 decides to lane swap as well, they can.
They can, but
they might lose out the dragon as well.
There's a high chance of that, that's for sure. The ward already did go down, so they are going to see Lulu planting a ward there and possibly going to be starting it out very quickly. In fact, the flag does get tossed out.
Both teams playing very cautious. NDD seemingly has shown their objectives because Lulu was spotted, so they just backed off from there. It's still very low level. You don't have to go all in just to take the dragon because you're going to suffer a lot of damage.
Yes, a lot of damage from dragon. At the same time, we do have quite a bit of CC coming out from SFI, and you don't want to get caught, especially stunned with, you know, taking all the dragon hits at the same time where you're literally scorched alive. And in the top lane, Elise is one happy little spider. She has been farming, she has been freezing her lane, and it shows quite greatly from the amount of CS she's been getting compared to Rumble. Rumble has still not made it past his second tower, and with Elise going back, the creep wave is going to push into the tower, get killed off, and Rumble's going to lose out in quite a bit of experience right there.
It's going to be fine. Rumble has started off with the Vigilation beat as well as the Negation Scroll to play against Elise, and Elise is actually not going to rush the Tear of Goddess. I'm going to opt to get Haunting Guys first, I believe, because she just buy more pots and wards as well as the Ruby Crystal.
She
where
did sell off a mana pot and getting the Amp Tome, so it is going to be
a Haunting Guys.
A very quick Haunting Guys there for her, and Javan's making his way down to the bottom, so possibly going to apply a little bit of pressure to the bottom, and we do see that Caitlyn is just about halfway through. In fact, Caitlyn and Miss Fortune both are halfway through their level 5. So they should be able to get their level 6 very, very quickly. And in fact, almost at the very same time. So in the next 2 waves or so, they should be able to get it clean and away. But what's going to the favor of SF5 is that Sona is 5, Lulu is still 4.
Yeah. Really carry standing in the brush instead of the support.
It would make sense if Caitlyn was the one in the brush because of her passive.
Yes. But for Miss Fortune, not so much. Here, you might see a dive going on to mid. But nope, with the cards, and this is gonna waste Navy's time quite a bit as he did travel quite far while Rumble's like now it's his turn to happily farm and push the lane very quickly as much as he can.
It's always quite interesting. From my point, I can actually hear Violet using her double up shot, but never actually fully committing to it because skills just moves slightly out of range or it's
Does
here to
not
be
jump onto a secondary target at all. And well, soon we might see a buff of Misfortune. I believe it's not this patch yet, where her double up will actually be at the 650 range, the same range as Caitlyn. But here we will see a quick pickup of Dragon Beat with 2 members, and using by Denting Blows plus the Majora's Razor, it's an easy job. Especially since pressure is being applied at the bot and top side.
Lux is coming in.
Oh,
Lux could snipe this. Oh, nope. They don't snipe it away, but... Oh,
almost.
So very close.
So very close.
Oh, actually, Jalman flashing away from there. Didn't want to get caught in any sort of tight spot there. And at the bottom, Misfortune denied the teleport back to her base. Vitapill work onto the mid tower, but Rumble and Twisted Fate is saying, hey, we're not gonna let you take it by yourself.
So all around pressure coming out from BKT is slightly greater than that of SF5 currently. I mean, they've secured the first big objective for the game very quickly, like 9-minute mark into the game, and they have the slight goal lead from there. So, I mean, 1k is not that much, but still it is significant in the early stages because if no one makes any mistakes, they're just going to be able to keep the lead and then slowly, slightly snowball that better from there.
Equalizer actually thrown down by Leah already, and Navy took a little bit of damage, but it, like you said, it was to clear off the creep wave. Just a little bit.
Going to go back because, well, I would say that at least sucks in clearing minion waves in the early levels.
In the early levels, that's for sure. She cannot just, keep her little spiderlings on frenzy all the time to help clear off the wave.
So both top laners is going to build into Haunting Guys. We can see that Liari sold off his Regeneration beat. He just bought it to fight against Elise, but he actually didn't fight with Elise at all because he pushed top, Elise went mid, went top, he went to mid. They were just dancing around the map, and
I think the only engage was the Equalizer, and then he was like, you know what, I'm going to use my Equalizer, I'm going to go back and, oh well,
goodbye.
I'm fine.
Yep.
Selling that item.
But overall, CS is just about the same.
A little bit into the favor of SFI. Just a little bit.
We haven't seen any plays though coming up on Twisted Fate. He has the ultimate up and ready, well, almost building into Lich Bane very quickly. He has the Sheen and the Blasting Wand up and ready. But will he be able to score some free kills over the map? That is the big question right now. We have the ultimates ready from the side of BKT with Vi as well as Twisted Fate. Together with Wild Growth coming from Lulu, it's going to be very easy to burst someone down if you be able to catch them alone or with just 2 members while the team is far away.
I would say that the only reason why that has not been happening is because SFI is playing on the back foot. And look at this, he is going to stun out onto Egg, but however Lux is there, he does flash out the Cataclysm. And if you look at things, like my earlier thought was that on the top lane, at least it's continuously roaming, so we don't have compact vision of her. The bottom lane is always been pushed to their tower, so he can't exactly, make his appearance right at the tower.
Of course you can, you have Lulu to...
If Lulu's in range, yep. And if you can go man mode out there. If you decide to Twisted Fate cosplaying as Saint Chow for a while, then perhaps.
Okay, let's poke him in the back. Here we will see a trade going off. And look at that, even the stun went down onto Leah, but his fire was just continuously burning. And here we might see a fight in the
just really well done. And Egg, in fact, going to make his appearance to the top, but very quickly going to back away from it. They don't want to overcommit into Rumble because that can very easily turn sour.
Yes.
Because of the Negatron's Cloak. The Negatron's Cloak prevents Elise from doing, any significant damage to it. To him.
And at the same time, if they commit too much, then we will see Zyra come in as a happy man, Twisted Fate. Your off skills are gone, no problem. I'll just throw a yellow card and we will secure a kill instead. Maybe a counter gank and it will be in their favor. So both teams just playing this very cautiously, very slowly. I don't think anything major is going to happen unless someone makes a mistake or misstep. And
I mean, it's a pretty major mistake because nobody's overcommitting onto anything just yet.
Yeah.
So we do see a couple of mistakes here and there, but nobody has gone, balls to the wall to be like, you know what, you made a mistake, I'm going to punish you. I'm going to punish you bad for
all
this.
in, just take it all, and things like that. So here we will see Nightlining, both of them, even though they're pushing out so far, they actually don't have enough vision. If, in my opinion, if Jarvan decides to gank going through the Dragon Pit, using his combo and then travel to the... You cannot see where the wards are, so you won't know about that. And Twisted Fate is going to be very aggressive in keeping Lux in the lane by placing a ping ward and making sure that if Lux places a ward, if it's going to be a normal ward, he'll be able to ward it and he'll be able to travel freely wherever he pleases. And one major thing about fighting against Twisted Fate, you always want to see where the hell he is.
I mean, definitely, you need vision on him. What's going really well for the Bangkok Titans is their bottom lane. And especially the combo that's happening there. Lulu's using her Glitter Lens and then immediately peel over Peacemaker coming down to clear up the creep wave. And they're okay.
Yeah, they're applying a lot of pressure, but it's not like there's any significant advantage coming out of it. But they're just making sure that the bottom lane has nowhere to go. It had forced the jungler to come, and both junglers actually up and ready. They both decided that now is the time. And Twisted Fate, with the ping ward, it has a great time and opportunity to travel down to the bot lane at the same time. So here we might see a fight.
There's no wards on Vi though, so it's actually a little bit into the favor of the Bangkok Titans. Just by a smidgen. In fact, the ultimate does come down. Egg does respond. Twisted Fate does come out. The stun wildcards. Everybody is throwing their skills left, right, center. Misfortune does pick up her kill out there, and everybody should be able to get out of this just alive. Light Binding does mean NDD will go down to this.
And it will be a counter 2-4.
The counter gank was actually very well done. Egg waited to the end. Of course, they had no vision. NDD had no vision of that Egg was actually there on the other end, and Jarvan took that actually pretty well.
Yes.
Where he didn't overflash, anything of that sort. He let, Misfortune take the damage, go down a little bit low, and then immediately move in.
Yes. And Lux instantly responded when Twisted Fate cast the ultimate. She just traveled bottom lane.
Yep.
And that's why they were able to dish out the burst damage and secure the 2 kills.
I mean, definitely her teleport there was well used, where she did come in, immediately she was in a perfect position to launch off her ultimate and, damage 2 out of the 4 members that were there, and that actually helped up quite a significant difference. So with that actually happening, we do see that even though SF5 does have the 2 kill advantage, they are still 3k behind. Oh,
never mind, there goes the tower.
There goes the tower.
And they are ahead right now, slightly.
And so they are ahead by 3.
This will be the next major fight, but both teams' ultimates are not ready yet, except for 2Q because, well, it is Lux. Lux ultimate is just so
very quick.
So very quick, so unfair. Eating those lasers. I'm just joking. But here, we will see that because of what happened at the bottom lane, Misfortune will be able to pick up her Infinity Edge first. And it's dishing
not
out
only
more
that,
damage
it's quite devastating that she has the blue buff and the red buff at the same time. So not only can she continuously spam out her bullet time, or make shots.
Everything basically. But here we will see a quick pickup of Dragon that will go to SF5, and here the cocoon just
so close.
Barely misses, and BKT will be able to make it out of this alive. And now nothing thrown out yet, so it's still a fair game for both sides. But just the 1 tower difference is giving the advantage to SF5.
Now let's just look at the top laners, where we have Elise and Rumble, pretty much the same build. With Rumble just picking out his blasting one. Both of them have the Haunting Skies.
And about the same goal.
About the same goal. About the same CS as well.
Yes, everything's about the same with this matchup.
What do you think about the difference between Giant's Belt versus a Negatron's Cloak?
Well, for Elise, it's going to be what she wants, because she wants to have additional HP in order to slowly dish out her spells with the quick cooldowns. But for Rumble, it's because he wants to negate as much damage as possible. If you get more HP for Rumble with a Giant's Belt, the percentage HP damage from Elise is going to hurt even worse. And for Rumble, it's like damage over time. So if you get a Negatron's Cloak, you're just reducing the damage over time slightly in comparison to a burst. So that's how I think it will work out better. That's why the Giant Belt is so much better for Elise against Rumble. And for the Negatron Cloak is so much better for Rumble against Elise. In terms of the matchup wise, these are the better pickups.
So, but the thing is here, the difference is that Regulus Cloak costs actually a little bit cheaper than a Giant's Belt.
Mhm. But-
And Elise went for his Sorcerer's Shoes.
Yes.
Rumble is still on basic boots and decided to go for Blasting Wand.
Yes. He might be picking as Rai first, or could be a Abyssal Scepter, but I think it's most probably going to be a Rai's Crystal Scepter, because that's what you get for Rumble. But this gold difference is not as much as we saw already, and this will help him more. If he did go for a Giant's Belt, so to speak, but he will lose out to the Sorcerer's Boots, as well as the Haunting Guys coming out from Elise very easily. And look at the burst damage coming out from the whole team, just clearing the minions and doing tons of damage, and Rumble is forced to drop to half health. And see from the, just slightly, if we see that from the burst coming from TQ, if Rumble did not have the Negatron Cloak,
It
he
would
would
have been
drop
bad.
down to
It
like
would have
quarter HP,
possibly, yes.
possibly. As Lux, without that
Oh,
much
Equalizer
AP,
actually going down.
they want to make sure they keep this tower safe. They're just going to clear the minion way and look at the damage coming out. But the shield from Lulu will help him survive.
But is it
better.
worth? I mean, majority of their members now are so low that they have to go back.
Yes. But yes, it is worth. If you look at the top and the bottom side, the minions are pushing in, and you can see that SF5 realized that. That's why they're going to fall back.
It's a little bit odd that you send all 4 members back, to be honest, isn't it? Like, you would possibly send, 1 or 2 members back.
Well, with the combination coming out from BKT, they have the Twisted Fate and the Vi.
They didn't want to make
They don't want to make
any
a
sort of
separate,
mistakes.
any sort of mistakes. If you go separately, you leave some people behind, instantly they'll just dive in. They can just flash in and go for it. And here we will see the Lux Laser missing, or it's like, well, I won't say missing because you can't beat a smite. I mean, great respawn there by NDD. Some people just,
Some people fumble and be like, oh, a laser's coming. Do I not smite?
it's
Do
gone.
I let laser go and then smite? Do I smite? What if it's not enough? All these thoughts go through their mind. And looks like BKT will respond with another tower of their own. So
Yes.
it's 3-3, 1k gold difference, and that will be actually coming in from the dragon.
No, it's actually coming from the kills. Both teams has one dragon for themselves.
That is right.
Yes.
I'm sorry about that.
It's
so
okay.
it is the kills out there, and I would say a little bit of the CS, to be honest, because all the lanes in fact have more CS except for the junglers. Even the supports have more CS. Oh, in fact,
they're equalized now. So overall, this game, I would say, is a very fair game for both teams. Both teams,
I want a massive team fight.
yes, you're always waiting for the massive team fight to
Yes.
happen, but both teams are like, they don't want to engage wrongly. Because as you mentioned, as Jarvan dives in with Cataclysm, there'll be Equalizer waiting for him. And then for the backline, there will be Assault and Battery. And as well, Twisted Fate might be able to travel to the backline as well. So be careful for both ends. They want to make sure when they engage, they'll be able to score a free win.
I mean, they want to be definitely completely into their favor when they do engage. However, that's not going to happen. Not if all of them keep sticking together, to be very honest. They aren't able to catch many people out. And if you notice, Twisted Fate has only used his ultimate once.
And that's actually quite sad for Twisted Fate. I mean, it's not to say that
If you take a champion with a global ultimate and you don't have global presence,
Yes.
that's kind of not using your skills to what it should
it's like
be.
saying Carter's just not using the ultimate because there's nothing for me to kill. My team can't kill anything, I can't kill anything. I'm just saving
I mean,
for some-
just using your ultimate itself creates so much of pressure even though you're not teleporting anywhere.
You force people to fall back if they're in a bad position, and maybe you'll be able to grant certain advantages by pushing. But because all the first tier towers are down, they want to make sure they save it for the next dragon, which is coming on the next minute.
They
So
just don't want it.
Oh, we will see them charge right in, Equalizer going right in. The Assault actually charging on to TQ, but the Crescendo will stop people in their tracks and look at the amount of damage coming out. But they will score the kill on TQ with the Wild Growth. Everyone's coming in a bit too late for the start of SF5. Jumpman coming from the side. Cataclysm catching everyone off, but that would not be enough as NDD will charge in once again. Liao will be slain, but Xiaoba with the ultimate will pick up 2 additional kills on the backline. And here we will see it is actually a 3-for-3 trade in the favor of SF5 because they have all lower mana, all skills, and Cocoon! Oh, Cocoon lands a great kill and pick up right there.
That was 4-3. And I mean, it seems really well. I think as we're going to show you the rewind a little bit shortly, just as we are about to begin momentarily, and I mean that was just really, really well played on the side of both teams. In fact, where it's still pretty much equal.
Yes, and here we will see SF5 pick up a free dragon because of all the overall efforts.
I mean, nobody else is around, so yeah,
Yeah.
free dragon.
So right now we're going to move quickly into the replay to give you a better overview of what happened in that fight just now. So here we're just going a bit slowly, just going to increase the speed. Look at that, they saw the opportunity, 3 members there with the equalizer. They're going to charge right in and they're going to be able to secure the assault.
2 of them, their bullet time comes out, preventing it. Twisted Fate jumps in, wild card, gold card, immediately thrown out, wild growth, and now Cataclysm comes in, traps 4 people inside. Caitlyn safely at the back, poking away, and look at Misfortune now backing away, and we see coming up from the back, we have Navy with Elise, and she's going to join the fight with Egg from the side and coming in for the cleanup. So as we resume the video, we are going to see that the ultimate does get thrown out. Yangxu does not get thrown down. Twisted Fate uses Destiny, reveals everybody, and Navy now comes into the fight, spider form, and now immediately Kaylin is thrown up into the air, bursts it down, and Skills is in a huge position. Vi thought she was coming in to help, but guess what? Gonna back away from that because she cannot deal with it. The flash does come out onto Elise, but that's pretty much it. The fight's over. Well played onto them.
Yes, and well, we would see that in terms of members, BKT had the larger advantage, but because like all the flashes were used and everything else was thrown out, and that great cataclysm from Jarvan actually, that was the main factor of how he managed to delay so much time for Elise to be able to come in to help with the cleanup of everyone on the side of BKT. So that was greatly played by Egg. I have to say, the Cataclysm just locked all the important members in space, and they actually ignored Egg, and actually want to try to continue chase on to Yangxu as well as Violet, and I think that caused their demise slightly. They actually changed the target. Yeah.
But I think it was really great positioning coming in from the side, of SF5. Navy, who came in late, dealt enough damage to bring down Caitlyn, and that was exactly what was actually needed for the side of their team.
Yep. So once again, we will see that SF5's taking up, and they are now in the 3k gold lead. It's very minimal. Here you see, wow, a charge again. The same thing happening, but close into the mid lane. Tuku manages to use the ultimate this time, but the Crescendo will hit the people on the back. And this time, yes, they will aim Egg down, who's in the Cataclysm, and they will burst him down. And that is a great pickup. Here, we will see the ultimates be used on or about. Jarvan needs to be very careful because Navy will be able to dive onto to get the kill. Yes, he will get the kill. He is on the rampage, moving on to skills with the Rally. The Cocoon landing is going to dodge the traps and going to dive right in onto Night Lightning, and he will be able to secure another kill, and this will be an ace for the side of SF5, and just fabulous picks up, I would have to say.
That was so beautiful, to be very honest. And we actually will be showing you guys a replay of that. And with this, SF5 is actually in a big commanding position. And if you're going to look at the replay now, where Vi immediately goes in once again for the assault and battery, and look at where Elise is. Elise is not even in the fight yet. The Cataclysm comes down, QQ is dead, and everybody now is going to be focusing on Egg. We have 4 members focusing him down, and Elise makes her appearance. Cocoon goes on to Leah, the slow comes on from Sona, Navy moves back just by a little bit, and this is where everything goes south for them. The bullet time counts out. Everybody's forced to go away. Kaylin has dealing no damage whatsoever. Leah is so very low. And now Navy comes in. Navy's walking with her spiders all the way there. Will jump off. Brings on Twisted Fate. Moves on to skills. The next one, the Cocoon landing very well there. Violet picks up the kills. Kaylin goes down. Ends up with another kill. And this is when the 3 members out there are going to go perfectly onto Vi, and there's nothing else that can be done. Double shot does clean up, and finally triple kill by Elise.
And if you actually notice, it was I missed the point of pausing because it was still too fast. If you notice Lulu flashing with the double up, that was the reason how Rumble fell. It was just that, well, Lulu, you bad support, you caused your teammate to lose that fight.
I mean, the double up was already, thrown onto Lulu, but because Lulu flashed so close to Rumble, that's where the secondary hit landed, and why Rumble died.
And it was a free double kill for Violet, and so much advantage being picked up for the side of SF5. All these fights were initiated by BKT. They felt they had the confidence of taking it, and they will win it. But we could see that SF5 with the Cataclysm, once again, it was just the factor of locking everyone down long enough so that everyone else from the side, one single Cataclysm, they have enough time to travel as they please and clean up the whole team.
I mean, so we are seeing a lot of judgment calls being made. Some well, some not so well, coming from both sides of the team. And once again, from the first engage, we saw Navy coming up to pretty much clean up in the end. And we did see the same thing happen here.
Yes.
When Navy came in a little bit later, but so much of potential coming out from Elise, especially due to how much of magic penetration she has. She has a Haunting Skies. She does have a Sorcerer's Shoes at the same time. And with the completed Rylai's Crystal Scepter up there, the amount of slow that comes up from it is also quite phenomenal.
Oh, and actually, Rumble picks up the Abyssal Scepter, which I'm
Odd.
Which is quite odd in my opinion.
I mean, the Abyssal Scepter is not going well for you if you are zoned away. You need to be in the thick of it if the Abyssal Scepter is going to make any sort of difference.
Yes, especially since they nerfed out the overall range of debuff aura.
Especially, yeah, I mean, for the offensive aura versus the defensive aura. If you're having a defensive aura, you don't need to be in the thick of it. You can be from the sidelines. However, if you're having an offensive aura, you need to be in the middle of it. And, well, Rumble got bursted down relatively low, and he had to back away from it. In fact, it was just one double up that took him down to the end. So,
Yes.
not all that well going for the side of Bangkok Titans at this moment. The goal lead is 5.5k, not too much.
It's just from these small fights that are happening that SF5 are picking up, they're able to land those skills. But overall CS-wise, we can see that BKT is not doing so bad because of Twisted Fate's passive.
Yep.
The additional 2 gold coming up, bringing their gold amount to be almost the same, even though you can see there's almost 60 CS difference between him and Lux.
I mean, aside that, the other factors that do account to why they're actually keeping, up here is that they do only have 1 tower difference. So they do have the additional gold coming from that does assist them in coming up with, the later game items. However, what Saigon Jokers, what am I saying? The Saigon Fantastic 5 have going for them is that the Bangkok Titans are afraid to engage. This is the second engage which they have lost out. Second being, I would say, even worse than anything else because they did get ace from them. So they are very wary of if the spider is nearby, do not go in. In fact, the spider does have the Guardian Angels already up. They are taking Baron completely hidden.
Yes.
No vision whatsoever. This is 28 minutes. Oh, Destiny does get seen, but guess what? Baron's already taken.
Yes.
It will be A-OK. Top lane?
Just to push the lane, but he did not expect that SF5 is deciding to push top instead of going mid. But they have took down the outer turret, so to speak, for the side of the mid lane, so they're going to travel up top, and this is going to be in their favor. We can see how Egg is just zoning everyone away by going behind, but wow, he's going a bit balls deep. He missed his knockout, but you can see the fallout damage coming up from BKT is not that strong yet, so he will be able to survive with 50% of HP left. Not really what he wants if he's going to go for the engage, but
look at that poke coming out, the amount of zoning, the explosive spider, the luminescent orbs, the light bindings. It's just insane overall coming up from SF5 and the amount of ability that they have to poke out. They should be able to take this tower within the next wave or so if they do consider to continue pushing it out. This war of attrition is going to end very, very soon, to be honest. Because in this next fight, unless Bangkok Titans can make a significant dent into, the Saigon Fantastic 5, it's not going to well by. Oh my god, that was so close right there. And the tower goes down, inhibitor will go down, there's nobody there that can do any sort of damage significantly. Egg possibly going to go down there, Egg is going to go down. Elise is stunned away, so she's unable to end the fight. Navy is polymorphed at the same time, but Egg will survive. I'm guessing Leah will go down. Navy can tank for days with the Guardian Angel.
And he doesn't even take significant amount of damage. And that fight was very simple. They just zoned everyone away, and people dive onto A because he was about to die, and they ate a free Crescendo. Even though Lux ulti was not up and ready, MS ulti is not up and ready, but the overall damage output they had is just too great for them to handle. We can see for MF, IE, Static Shift, and Last Whisper. And well, that is just
the
so much
last
more
the
damage
last
for
whisper,
SF5.
I would say, is the nail in the coffin, because nobody really has.
Penetration, even though no one has that much magic
It's because
resist.
it beats them to the ground,
Yes.
and plants a tombstone right there. It has I
Yes,
was here.
just give overview to count it simply. I mean, now she has picked up an additional BF sword, but let's just say her damage was about 280 just now. And so if you've managed to fully penetrate opponent's armor, each hit you're doing is 280, and the IE additional critical damage will reach to almost 600 damage. And that's why you get Last Whispers as your third item. If possible, as an AD carry, if you're not doing so well, or you might get a more tanky item to survive, but in the AD carry, you will want two major damage items and one attack speed item before you go for a more tanky item. But if your team is doing so well, they can protect
you can go full
Full
on
damage.
damage for sure.
And we can see that is what Violet is doing. He feels so confident. I mean, he has died once, but because they will dive with less members. But this time, if they're going as 5 members, the overall advantage and capability they have is much better in comparison to BKT. As long as they don't get caught out of position, which is going to be quite hard for the side of SF5 right now because of the heals and the shield and the zoning ability of Egg as well as Navy. He's going to be in a very safe position to land everything for free.
I mean, the sieging out here is actually going very, very well into SF5's favor, because guess what? The top lane is within their base already. That damage!
The laser once again
God.
hitting. And you can see Egg really charging right in because the tower is almost going to go down, forcing BKT to move away. They have to protect the top area, as you mentioned, because the minion wave was just pushing in so strongly. And here SF5 is going to take the bottom lane.
Bottom tower, bye-bye. The minions are already pushing. They are going to stop the, reinforcing wave coming in. And what can Backup Titans do? They can't do anything. It is 10k at this point in time.
Yes.
Double the amount of and additional kills there. The amount of towers is more than twice. In fact, it will be 3 times more than it is now. Equalizer, quite badly placed to be very honest. Assault and Battery does come out. Does bring down Violet. Violet does bring down Violet on the other end there. And for the away, they will go down, they will get the turret, and Navy just zone people the way.
Yes. And Night Laning almost fought just now with Blood Time Heroes yet. At the last hit, and they're going to be forced to fall back entirely. But this is most probably going to be the game, or SF5 will have to be very careful not to get aced, so to speak.
I mean, you
But
don't want
it's
to
gonna
take
be quite
too much damage from the towers here. They were waiting for the creep wave, just hoping to land some additional damage. But with this, Violet should have no problem cleaning it up. In fact, one tower does go down. The second tower looks like it will go down in a matter of seconds, in fact. But nope, they actually are opting to go away. So they just want to be a little bit safe. They are double traps just go down. And there's nothing much to say. It's there we go. The minions bring down the final turret in the game. And the Nexus is bare
Yep. And
for anyone.
while BKT can, all they can do now is defend. We can see. Oh wow! I thought SF5 would take the additional dragon money before they go back to base, but they say,
Nope.
yeah, we've reached enough. No more dragons. We pity the dragon. We're gonna leave it alive for now, and they're gonna build up and just move out. So we can see that Navy not even building Liandry's Torment, straight away going for Void Star, maximizing.
They don't even need to complete it. Like, I'll just go for the next better item out there.
Yeah, and for the side of Egg, we will see that he has picked up the Locket as well. He's building up the Hex Drinker, and for the side of Lux, QQ, it's almost has the maximized amount of damage already. Once you have a
I
Ravelon,
would say with the
as well,
Amtome, it's going to be a Void Staff.
of course, that's the next item. I've played against Lux, which just built Haunting Guys and Void Staff, and they just deal tons of damage. You don't have any.
It does, it's insane. Oh, almost there. In fact, they are just going to let the super minions destroy everything when they go in for the final thing. Lovely Crescendo, in fact, stopping down 3 of their members. Leah into the Cataclysm does go down. And everybody is melting away.
Yes.
Destiny does come off, but Destiny
teleport in.
will not take anywhere else.
And that is it. That was the last fight. You could for a replay because you could see even the Vi dives onto the AD carry, and AD carry is like, oh hi.
Hi.
It just continuously does the auto attack. Does not even need to dodge. Does not even need to hide. It's like hi in pure shots in your face. And
I mean,
GG.
if you're short, the double ups and make it rain. Oh well, you can't escape. You're so slow. I'm healing myself because, you know, in the end, Miss Fortune already had a bloodthirster up there,
Yes.
so she was healing herself. Vi takes epically way too long to land in her triple dent before she can deal a percentage health damage.
Yeah.
And Lulu is there.
And that's it. So we're now going to move into the score screen to give an overview of what happened in the game. Let's take a closer look at the end game items coming from both sides. So Lulu is not so far away from the juggler because she does have 2 GP10s. So happily, not looking so bad in terms of score.
Not so bad. That's true.
One way to put it. But overall, we can see from the pickups, from the goal difference. In the beginning, we saw it was a very stable game. And from here, the pickups of items as well as the changing of it is caused all the small skirmishes. We can see that SF5 managed to pick up the kill, they win the team fights, and BKT was just being pressured so far. Once they lost 2 of the team fights, they got aced once, they lost the dragons, they couldn't take control of objectives, they've already been placed so far behind, and they couldn't put their overall team comp, where they were supposed to assassinate, dive, and pick people up to score the kills. They just couldn't do it. So that is it for the second game for tonight, where we have SF5 playing against the BKT, and very well played by both teams in the beginning, but SF5 just had